All right, what's up, guys? 9:30. Let some more people join in here. Just a quick half an hour. What's up? What's up? Johnny Pavs is in there. What's up, man? Listen, man, I just wanted to give a quick recap of what's been going on with pongkings, see where we're going here. So if anybody wants to join in, got any questions or anything, this is just kind of for me to give an update so I don't have to answer a million texts. It's just easier, and I liked what we did last week, so we're going to do it again tonight. So real quick, recap from what we talked about last week about the tiers. It was brought up to me that they're doing this tier thing online. I went and checked it out a little bit. To me, it's just like a glorified restricted list. They're just doing it without saying restricted. They made it look all pretty and stuff. And I like it. It looks really good. I kind of thought about some things. I think it would work in a weekly tournament or like a thing, anything we do over at Richie's, just because people are going to finagle it. You know, there's going to be a way that people are going to finagle it if you have, you know, top teams. If they pair together and have to pay more, then they're just going to get, you know, 4 of these teams to come together, bump up the pay, make sure the pot's big. One of them's going to make it, and they're just going to do a split pot between all 4 of them, and they're just going to glom the tournament, and it's going to have the same result, just, you know, more money in their pocket that they're going to be giving away to each other, and it's going to attract bigger players in. So what I like to do when I took a look at it is what I'm kicking around, instead of doing a tier, doing like a pro-am, an amateur, and a noob type of tiering system. So people that play World Series and then they, you know, are really good, or they graduate to World Series and they play in pongkings, they're going to get labeled as a pro. This is what I'm kind of kicking around. Then there's some players who are pretty good, who haven't graduated to World Series, or who go over to World Series and gets their ass pushed in. They'll probably be like a pro-am. And then you have like an amateur, who's somebody who plays, you know, just started playing, maybe plays in a couple leagues a week and are pretty good. Give them an amateur. And then you got the noob people that are off the street, you know, just noobs, just guys that are people that are just coming in and experience pongking. So with that tier system that we were talking about last time we were live, that was something that I am going to expand upon, but not do a tier system like they're doing. And you definitely have a, you know, the bigger teams pay more to get into the tournaments, and then you know, more and more of that money goes towards the pot to bump it up, to give everybody who is new at pongkings or who doesn't win a lot a better chance than having all these stacked teams come in and win all the time. So we're going to look at that, but that's from last week. So I wanted to talk to you real quick. We did talk to this guy, Ross Patterson. The way it worked out was Post Malone had launched his World Beer Pong League this week. He put up the flyer, and you know, he had done some promo videos, and we went on to the chat underneath it, and we had put listen, there's only one Pong King, that's us, and we have the best players in the world that play with us, not, you know, for us, they play with us. And just to make sure that's clear, so that nobody runs back and starts fucking telling all these people that play World Series that Gary's saying that the best players in the world play for him. I'm not fucking saying that. What I'm saying is they do play with us. So I had put that in the chat, the best player in the world play with us. And some guy, I forget his name, he kind of came back and was like, no, this guy, Ross Patterson, is the best player in the world. I said, well, that's kind of weird, because Brandon Clark and Matt Hine won it 2 years in a row, and they're the best in the fucking world. So to be the best or call yourself the best, you got to beat the best. This is the way the conversation started with this guy. So he's like, well, they played for 10K a game, and he beat them twice. I was like, well, we'll put up fucking 10K. Like, you know, these are the best players in the fucking world. Like, it's like, you know, you're talking about a pickup basketball game, and I'm talking about Michael Jordan. Like, it's no fucking contest. You want to put up 10K? We'll put up 10K. It's easy money. So this guy DM'd me, and he said he was going to try to set it up with Ross Patterson, and so what we ended up doing was we put the post up, we tagged him in it, and I think it's like St. James is his Instagram, and we tagged him in, and we said, you know, anybody wants, you know, easy money, and he actually followed pongkings, posted up on a comment, and then said, he said, check your DMs, and he was in there. He posted a picture of his 20K winning email that he got from Post Malone, but he had done that on his podcast, so there wasn't anything new. Then he posted a picture of him and Posty playing, which was on his podcast also, so that was nothing new. But then he asked where we were from. We told him where we're located. We asked him where he was from, and it just turns out that back in the day, you know, way back in the day, these guys, John and Tim used to be waiters with me over at TGI Fridays. Now we're talking about the 80s here, guys, so, you know, I'm fucking old, so you guys probably weren't even born. But these guys used to be waiters with me. They were going to school in New Brunswick, Mason Gross. They were comedians, they were actors, they were going through that school. And we used to go see them perform in New Brunswick. They're called Red Johnny and the Round Guy. So after we all, you know, went our separate ways after waiting tables and bartending and shit, I had seen Johnny on a commercial, and then I kind of followed his career, and he ended up being the voice for Bender on Futurama, and he's also the voice for Gears of War. He's a voiceover guy. He's done extremely successful. So I saw that John DiMaggio is his name. I saw that John was following this guy Ross, and I said, hey man, I was like, you know, one night me and John were playing Risk with Tim and my roommate, and we had a kegerator, we were partying all night just drinking beers, and we were up to like 4 a.m. playing the game Risk. So we were banging it out, and it came down. I got knocked down, my roommate got knocked down. It was Tim against John, and John had, you know, ready to take over the entire board, and Tim had one little, like, you know, Madagascar or wherever fucking that thing is. And he turns to John and says, hey man, he's like, have you ever finished a game of Risk? And John was like, no. And Tim picks up the board and folds all the pieces into the middle, and he goes, and you never will. And it was just chaos. Everybody was throwing each other against the walls. It was great. So I told him, hey man, tell John DiMaggio he sucks at the game of Risk. And it turns out that, you know, that's how we got the conversation going. So he hits us back, and he kind of explained to us how COVID had knocked them out from being able to travel. And they usually do 6 to 8 events a year here in New York City and Philadelphia. And he said once COVID's over, he's definitely interested in doing it for his podcast. I think it's called Drink Bros. You can catch it on YouTube. I follow him on YouTube, but Drink Bros, you can even catch him on IG here. But they said they're interested in, you know, once they get up and running again, bringing us in and playing that game. So they're looking to go. I'm trying to see if they'll do 10v10. And listen, we'll put up 10K a game, no problem. So keep an eye out for that. That's something that's going to be coming up, and I'm excited about that. But that was all just because we posted on IG, and away we went. So, and this guy, I guess he's in movies and stuff. I wasn't really familiar with any of his work, but people had turned me on to it. I guess he's a pretty well-known actor. His podcast is pretty dope. I was able to catch up on some of that. So that's where it's at with the Post Malone. I don't know if you guys caught the new podcast that's up, episode 8, just put on YouTube. We had James Porco from Bar Jitsu on there, and James had this idea of doing a TV show. He already was involved in it, so I don't want to get into detail. Go watch the podcast. It's 40 minutes. It's really good. James is an awesome dude. And then follow Bar Jutsu. They definitely have big things going. They would have had it going again once COVID hit. It shut them down, but things are definitely in motion with them. They had this idea for the TV show, pitched it to Posty. I'm not going to go into any more detail. Go watch the podcast, and they'll explain everything that's going on there. As far as Pongkings goes, listen, this COVID thing, I think, is between the weather, playing inside, everybody being a little scared about playing, I guess maybe catching it with it being contagious and stuff. So our numbers are down. The bars are interested in still doing it, and I'm still interested in doing it, but without getting, we had 12 teams show up this past week, and without teams, on Saturday, without teams participating, we just can't do it. So we're gonna kind of take a break here and see where COVID goes in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I think there's going to be a massive shutdown anyway come Wednesday. I think the governor's going to announce that everything's, we're going to go back on lockdown. Schools closed, bars closed, restaurants closed, everything closed. I think they're going to do it for 4 to 6 weeks again, like they did last time. So be prepared, just be smart. Listen, the virus is real. I know a ton of people that are getting it. I had 2 family members call out just because they were around somebody who had it. So it's going around. People are getting it. People are next to them. They don't, so I get it. It sucks. It's stupid, but it is what it is. So we're going to shut down Pongkings until 2021, kind of like tweak it. If anything, we're going to be shooting this pilot episode that we want to shoot outside of a tournament. So we're looking for 16 players. Doesn't have to be teams, just to be 16 people that are interested. We'll pair you up accordingly. We want to shoot this pilot episode, find a location, everybody come in, make sure everybody's free of COVID or not been around anybody with COVID. We're going to find a location. We want to shoot this pilot episode, put it up and get it on YouTube, kind of get the vision out there of what we want to do here at Pongkings and how we're coordinated with other people. We want to do it with a big 10v10, but I think that's a little bit more involved. So right now we're just looking for 16 players. And anybody that's interested, even just interested, I don't know the date, I don't know the location. It's going to happen within the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a one-day event. There's no money in it. It's just you're going to come in and play. You're going to get a championship, and then we're going to shoot the entire pilot episode around this to kind of pitch it out there. And we're trying to just get it out there. This way we have something out there before anybody else does it, and then we can move forward with tightening it up and getting sponsors and all that good shit. So if there's 16 people that want to be famous, make sure after we're done with this live broadcast, you can DM us. Let us know you're interested. That's all we're into. We're going to start putting more promotions out there for it to get. And once we get to 16 people, we're going to lock it in, set a date, bang it out in a couple hours at a location somewhere nice and easy, probably in an afternoon. And it's all going to be done for promotion's sake, for videotaping, and we're going to go back and edit and put this pilot together, and then try to pitch that out there. So like I said, 16 people. If you're interested, just DM us. And I know, listen, man, TJ, I know you're in. I know there's a bunch of people that hit me up that said they want to get into this 10K podcast that is going to happen with these guys, but I'm definitely have my eye on a few people who have been supportive of our tournaments, people who are really doing well, and people who aren't going to freeze up when they're around celebrities and cameras, that are going to come out there and play and pull their cock out and just start whacking people in the face with it. So that's what I'm looking to do. I agree with you. Celebrity means shit until you're faced off against these guys and they're calling you out, saying, my 50,000 followers are going to shit on you. Don't miss this shot. Don't start getting in your own fucking head. It's just beer pong, and you do this for a living. These guys don't do it for shit. They do it for, for drinks and likes on their podcast. So we're about to show these guys that you want to call yourself a world champion, you got to beat some world champions. And the best players in the world definitely come from New Jersey and definitely play in the leagues that are around here. So let's show them what the fuck is up and get this going. Anybody have any questions or anything? I'm going to roll this for another 15 minutes, do a little Q&A. If anybody wants any questions, it could be about anything with Pong Kings. They can't be better than us. Listen, man, you'd be surprised, man, how many times have you seen random people come to the bar and fuck shit up? That you're not supposed to lose against them, and you fucking lose against them, So, I mean, anything's possible. I haven't seen this guy play, and I don't know what kind of rules they're playing under. So that's another whole big thing that we're going to have to make sure. If I'm putting 10K on the fucking table, there's got to be solid rules. They can't be making shit up as they go, and leave the racks as they are. I saw that Post Malone thing, and it was like a monkey fucking a football. I mean, great TV, but just absolute chaos when it came to the racking, and they're drinking the beer. Bravo, you can drink fucking 10 beers that are an ounce of beer. Wow, that makes you so much better than somebody who plays with water. Fucking bravo. Ross Patterson. Yeah. I mean, he played Post Malone. I guess everybody thinks Post Malone is like the measuring stick of beer pong now, and beer pong and Bentley, and I guess he's whatever, he plays enough where he's considered one of the best, and if you beat him, and Posty puts up, hey, we'll play for 10K. Great, man, you're worth fucking, $40 million fucking dollars. What's 10K to you? And it's like the guy that's trying to buy the pot in poker. You put up, you keep on fucking throwing out a lot of shit till you're scared to lose and you fold. Well, that's not gonna happen with us because we got the fucking 10K. Yeah, I listen. What Post is doing, and if, like I said, I want you guys to go watch the podcast. It's up on YouTube. If you go check it out, we speak about this. Why we think what he's doing is great, but what he's doing is not what we envision and what I envision, what I want to do for the sport. I want to make it a legit sport. I want to make it so it's competitive all across the country. I want to find amateur people. I'm different from what World Series is doing, where they have the one big world championship. I want to get this thing where it's televised, where you have like a New York team, a Pennsylvania team, a fucking Florida team. Like, I want to make it like that 10v10 all across the country. Every state has their own 10 players. They can have in-state tournaments to find their best 10 players, and then we set up a schedule just like football or hockey or baseball, and every week the teams are flying around playing each other, and then they can have a world championship, and I think that's just going to grow the sport. That's the vision we have. It's legit. It's not midgets against hookers on a fucking table where they're chugging beers and having quiz questions, and then they got to do a fucking streak challenge if they lose. We're not doing that. This is going to be legit. We're trying to set this up to find some of those hidden players that are in the world that don't know about the scope of this sport, and that we can bring into it and then elevate to a World Series and help grow that the way we help grow World Series here in New Jersey, trying to elevate that across the country. So we're working hand in hand. Listen, Barjutsu, hats off to James Porco. He definitely has his shit wired tight. I've been friends with him now for 3 years, and we've spoke many times. The guy has a great vision, and he implements those visions all by himself, and he's got it right. So I'm just trying to take my vision and then just hitch my wagon to his, because this guy's got it. He's already got he's already got one a season recorded under his belt, and they're looking to do another one. And like I said, go watch the podcast, and you're going to see all about what he's up to, and how coincidentally Post Malone came out with this during the pandemic. So thanks. We're going to wrap it up right now. I appreciate you guys logging in, and if there's any more questions, make sure you hit us up in the DM. Let us know if you want to play, and then go check out the podcast, right? Thanks, guys. We'll see you.